Hey, hello everybody. I'm back. I am back. Joseph Tedisco here, presenting Acting Like a Business. And today's video seminar is, I think, titled, How Do I Get One of Those? Yeah. Well, first off, I'm a member of a couple of different pages, group pages on Facebook. Maybe you should check them out, might help you out a little bit. The first one is Background NYC. Yeah, it's mostly for background actors, but if that's what you're doing, it's very helpful. Other actors trying to help other actors pursue jobs and information and sharing all that stuff. So that's a good page to go to. The other one is it's called Free Actor Tips and Awesome Information. That's a long title. Let me say it again. Free Actor Tips and Awesome Information. And it's run by Stephen Tenner. He does a great job with getting information out to actors and exploring questions, answering questions, exploring ideas and concepts. And he does a fantastic job in educating the young actor. And by young, I don't mean age, I mean young as far as years in the business. So when I say young actor, I'm talking about years in the business, not necessarily age, okay? You could be 72 and still be a young actor if you just started pursuing a career as an actor. All right, let me start off by this. On one of the pages, one of the group pages, people were asking about how do I get an agent, how do I get a manager, and I get this all the time outside. If I run into somebody on my set and you have a conversation with someone and they want to know, gee, how do I get one of those, an actor or a manager? And I usually say, well, how long are you in the business? How long are you, pursuing acting? And I get answers like, oh, 6 months now. And I go, 6 months? 6 months, really? And you don't have an agent? Oh, you're doing something wrong. No. Come on, 6 months and you're looking to get an agent? All right, first off, I'm going to cover a few things about agents and managers. I'm going to explain both of them to you to show you how they differ. And then I'm going to explain proper etiquette dealing with agents and managers. So first, let me say this. Agents and managers are not the same. They are very different. And let me start off with managers. Managers, back in the old days when management groups and companies first started, their basic function was to take a small handful of actors and manage your career. And by that I mean they would help you. They would introduce you to agents. They would introduce you to casting directors. They sort of had an unwritten rule that they would not submit. The agents and managers had this unwritten rule that they would not submit for individual projects, characters. Okay, they would always go through an agent. But it's kind of changed today. Managers will submit you directly. Managers will have relationships with casting directors, and they get the breakdowns. They could submit. Now, there are two types of managers. Okay, managers, first off, and these are people you should run from. Managers that ask you to pay a fee, managers that ask you to pay expenses, managers that ask you to submit yourself, but if you get called in, use them as your representation. They'll ask you to put their representation on Actors Access. You do the submitting, and if you get a call, they'll come through the manager. So basically, you're doing all the legwork and all that. If any manager does that, or asks you for that, run away and don't look back, okay? That's not what managers are doing. A manager will get paid, as an agent will, and we'll get into that later. A manager will get paid on commission and commission only. You shouldn't have to pay them any other money, any additional fees. Now, they will take 15%. Some of them will take 20%. Okay, it's not absurd because that's what they do. But they will submit you directly now. Some of them will work as old school, but some of them will submit you directly to casting directors for specific projects and specific characters and roles because they get the breakdowns. They will also work with agents, where if an agent has a relationship with the manager, they'll say, hey, I need so and so, usually commercially, I need so and so to portray a certain type of person. You have anybody? I want to submit, I got 5 appointments and I need to fill them. So do you have anybody? And then they'll say, yeah, I got A, B, C, D, and E actor. And then they'll be submitted. Keep in mind, there'll be a double commission, 15% for the manager and 10% for the agent. Oh, double commission. I got to pay 25%? Well, I'm not going to do that. Why do I got to pay twice? Why do I have to wait, as I did in there you go again. But listen, would you rather have 75% of something or 100% of nothing? I personally, I've done it. I booked a Delta commercial quite a few years ago, paid double commission, loved every dollar of it. There's nothing wrong in that. Okay, so stop making the managers who do that to be Satan. There's nothing wrong in that. Okay, so understand that. All right, now if you have a good manager, more than likely you maybe don't need an agent. But if you start crawling up that ladder, they're going to look to place you with an agency if they have good relationship with some agents, and it's a good thing. Even though it's a double commission, it's a good thing. All right? Don't poo-poo it, all right? Okay, so that's what a manager does. Also, before I go on to agents, managers, if you want to check their validity as far as a legitimate management company, there are two management associations. There's the Managers Talent Association, I think that's the name, they're out in LA. And then there's another East Coast Board of Talent Managers here in New York. I'm not sure if that's the right name, but it's something like that. And managers will have to qualify to be a member. All right, they'll have to show that they've worked with agents, they've worked with casting directors, they have a little bit of a track record. They'll pay an initiation fee to be a member, and they will pay monthly dues. They have a code of ethics that they have to maintain, and those are the legitimate ones where they have some validity, and they can show you that they belong to a circle of legitimate managers. Okay. Let's move on to agents. Agents are different from managers, whereas agents specifically, and if you go to the New York State, who will license agencies, talent agencies, they are licensed as a employment agency. Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Because they seek out work for you, or they try to place you in a position where you can get work. So they are by law required to have a license by the state, can only charge 10%, no more, 10%. And if the other way they can get be valid agency is if they are franchised by SAG-AFTRA. They have a SAG-AFTRA franchise tag, which means that SAG-AFTRA acknowledges them. Now, if an agent isn't getting the breakdowns, if an agent isn't SAG franchised or has a license, they are not an agent. They're a manager acting like an agent, or a non-franchised, non-union agent, because SAG franchised agents are pretty much not allowed to work on non-union jobs because they're franchised with the union. Okay, so those are the divisions of what you have now. Is it okay to work with a non-franchised agent? It's okay. Don't sign with them. Freelance. Freelance is the way to go. If somebody's interested in you, freelance. Don't let anyone talk you into these long-term contracts right off the bat, or hard sell you. A lot of actors, they just want an agent. They want representation. I don't care who it is. Where is it? Where do I sign? Oh, I got an agent. Who are they? They're McGillicuddy and Bozo. I never heard of them. So don't be so quick. Any legitimate agent is going to let you take a contract and read it. Take it home and read it. Even managers will do the same thing. They're not in the business to rip you off. So take it home and read it. It should be no more than 18 months. There's going to be a lot of dialogue in there, and agents will take commission, 10% on what work they get you booked on. All right? They get you booked on something, they want 10%. Now, they're also entitled on TV stuff to get 10% of your first maybe two residual rerun checks, which are usually a session fee. And those are the major TV. If they run on the network, you'll get a full session fee. After that, it goes to cable, and you're not required to pay them a commission on anything past those network reruns. Okay, you can if you want, but you're not required. And managers always want a percentage of everything you do. So if you're signed with them and you do background work and you work for 3 days, they're going to want a piece of that, and rightfully so, because you take yourself off the market, and they can't make money on you for 3 days. And if the manager's doing something for you, then pay them the commission. Keep everybody happy. I don't understand actors; they get crazy about this stuff. If they're working for you and they're getting you auditions and you're getting out there, pay them the commission. If you get it on the side or if you get it on your own and there's, the $500 you're making, give them the commission. Stop it. My head wants to blow up when I hear people trying to chisel out on commissions, okay? Now, how do you get an agent or a manager? Well, there's a lot of different ways. A lot of different ways, and people get them different all the time. Sometimes they find you. If you're in the business 6 months, 7 months, and you're just doing background work, and that's all you have, your resume screams out background, and believe me, they can see it. They can look at your resume and say, oh, background. They can see it, the way you list it, the way the characters you're playing, they can see it. They're not looking for background actors. You need to get credits. So you got to get out there, you got to work. Agent, manager, put them on the shelf. Go out there and get your credits. Work on showcases, work on student films, work on short films, work on low budgeted films. Get the credits, and then if you can, get the footage so that you can make a clip to validate the credit. I mean, that's why we have reels to validate the credit. Now, there are exceptions. If you come out of Yale Drama School or one of these prestigious schools, of course they're gonna look at you with a different eye, and you may get swallowed up right away by an agency. Okay, but you need to just keep working. Do the showcase, because sometimes somebody comes. If there's somebody in the show that has the agent wants to see their work. Maybe the agent will come down. Maybe they'll see you. So you just gotta keep working. Work. You get credits, and work. Then when you have enough credits, you have 5 or 6 credits of not little tidbit things. And if you don't have video to back it up, it's going to be difficult to sell yourself to an agent. But the first step, once you've once you've gotten to that part where you have credits, I would mail a headshot and resume. Cover letter, yes or no, it's up to you. But if you do a cover letter, keep it short. Don't go on about how you love the business and how much you're just wonderful, dedicated. They know why you're sending the headshot. Just wanted to, I've gotten a few credits. I want to send you my information. Hopefully, at some point, we can meet and we can talk. And that's it. Goodbye. No hard sell. Oh, I can make you lots of money because no, I've seen that. The other thing I wanted to say is, why do I know all this? For 4 years, I ran and operated a management company. I became a partner of someone who owned a talent manager company, highly recognized, still in existence, very big today. I worked 4 years. I ran all the finances, the paying, the collecting of the money, the getting the money from payrolls, paying the talent, the commissions deducted, paid all the bills. I did all the financial work for them. So I got it firsthand. We had 6 to maybe 5 to 7 managers in the office at any given time. I got to know them well. I've seen everything that went on in the office. I knew everything that went on in the office. I heard the stories. I heard their concepts. I heard them talk about actors. I heard them talk about all this stuff. So for 4 years, I got that education. And believe me, it opened my eyes to a lot of things. Okay, so we've discussed agents and managers. Okay, just work. And then, as I said, I got off the track and I way out there. Send a headshot, introduce yourself. I'm a New York actor, whatever, LA actor, whatever it is. Would love to have representation. Perhaps one day you might call me in. I'd be more than happy to sit and show you my stuff. And that's it. Don't be a hard sell. Don't oversell yourself. There shouldn't be 3 pages. They're not going to read it. A lot of agents and managers don't want to read it. They can't stand cover letters. I personally never send a cover letter. Once you do that, then you follow up with postcards. If you're doing work, if you booked a showcase, you're going to be in a show, and you have the information, and you can put it on the postcard. Hey, I'm going to be in this showcase. Yeah, hopefully you can come. If you do, give me a call. I'll get you a comp. Send it off. Oh, I just booked a co-starring role on Law and Order, or I just had a callback for Blue Bloods, or I just had a big audition for a guest star role on a film, so and so, and let them know that you're working. No hard sell, no push. They're gonna look. They're gonna look. They're gonna look. They're gonna see this month go. Oh, another month. Oh, she's working again. Oh, she's working again. Oh, she's got a job. Oh, she got, And then they're gonna say, well, let me call her in, and that's how you kind of get in there. Knocking on doors don't work anymore. They're too busy. Actors don't understand. They're busy. They are busy. They don't have time to sit down with you walking off the street. It may happen for 1 or 2, but then what you do is you go, oh, that agent, he's a rotten, nasty, miserable guy. Oh, the manager, he was just rude. He told me I can't stay to get out. They're busy. They run a business. All right? Understand that. So that's how I got my representation. And I've been with a couple of agents. I've been with a couple of managers. Manager I have now, I've been with for quite a while, maybe 4, 5, 6 years. And I love him dearly. He's great. And I have a special relationship with him. I never bother him. I never call him. The other thing that you need to stop doing, when they used to do this in the office, they used to call up and want feedback. I got the audition, I want feedback. You went in there for 3 words. You had 3 words, 1 line, 3 words. Can I get you anything else? And then you call your agent or manager and say, get any feedback? Did the casting director give you feedback? No. They've auditioned 100 people for 12 different roles, 200 people. They're not giving feedback on 3 words. Your feedback is if you get a call back. If you get a call back, that's your feedback. The agent isn't going to call. It's going to sound like an idiot. Oh, listen, I got, Mary Hopkins came in and she had that role of the waitress. What did you think of her? And what they're going to do, oh, she was good, she wasn't right, we went somewhere else. And that's what they're going to say, because they don't want to deal with it. They don't have time. They don't have time. No time. All right, so that's the other thing. And then the other thing is when you call up your agent or your manager and, you call them up 3, 4 times a week. Oh, did you see this? Could you submit me for that? You're being a pain in the ass. Really, they don't want to do that. So stop calling them. They'll call you. And when you call them, it's like you saying to the agent, you don't know your job. I know what you should be doing for me. They hate that. They hate that. Stop doing it, because you'll be out the door so quick. And then the other thing that we do as actors to agents, you think you can push me? Could you give me a push? Could you push? Oh, my agent's going to push me. It's a day play. You're cop number 4, and you say, please stand back. And you want, now think about this, you want the agent to call up a top busy casting office and say, listen, Johnny, whatever, it was submitted for the cop number 3. What do you think? Could I get him in there? Could we give him a push? What? They only got so many bullets in the gun, and they're not going to waste it on a 3-word day player role, co-starring role. If you're up for a guest starring appearance, or you've got a little bit of good credits where they can push you, let them decide to do that. Don't tell your agent to push you. That's ridiculous. 3 words. All right, so we get that. The proper distance to keep and the protocol. They're there for you, because if they can get you work, they're going to make money. So that's their function. And if they can, they will. If they can't, and by the way, agents don't get you out. Casting directors call you in. Agents can only submit you. So when you go, oh, my agent doesn't get me out. Well, you don't know that they're not submitting you. Maybe a headshot. needs other work. Okay? Maybe your resume, there's my hotline. That's my hotline. I'm going to check that out in a little bit. Maybe it's my agent or manager. Always get back to them. Anyway, so I know I'm getting a little bit winded and a little bit pushy with some of the things that actors do. Jimi Hendrix. Back up a little bit, okay? If you get an agent or a manager, appreciate them. Be careful. Don't get caught into something that you're not comfortable with. Take your time. It's not necessary. If you have a bad agent or manager, my wife, they will absolutely bury you. Okay? All right. That's a wrap. I'll catch you next time.